Hi, welcome. So this is sort of the second portion that we kind of covered in class. So that was basically we learned how to use the probability equation to find probabilities for events that are uniform and non-uniform. And this equation gave us fractions that live between 0 and 1. And I just want to note that these fractions can be converted to decimals and also percentages. So the type of events that you will encounter are uniform ones where everything has an even chance of winning. Uh, you also will encounter most often non-uniform where certain colors or events have a higher chance of probability or occurring basically of happening. So let me go ahead and go to an example because that's our goal today, to learn how to use this equation. So let's see. Let me use this one. All right, let's go ahead and read this problem together in one, two, and three. What is the probability of landing on red? Go ahead and read it to yourself once more. All right, after you're done reading it, my question to you is, what is that question asking you to find? Think about it. All right, now that you thought about it, go ahead and respond. All right, I hope you were able to tell me that we're basically finding probability of landing on red. So based off that, we have some type of tool to find probability now. It's called an equation. This equation reads, the probability of a favorable outcome equals the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total possible outcomes. Okay, so with this equation, we're going to go ahead and use it right now. And we have some guiding questions to help you out. So, as we kind of discussed, this is a fraction. Basically, this equation will create a fraction. And we start off by writing the letter P for probability. And we include some parentheses because this is actually a function. It takes in some type of favorable outcome and creates a fraction. So, what are we finding again? We're finding probability of something. And hopefully, you're able to respond that it's the color red. We're finding the probability of landing on red. I'm gonna write the word red. Let me switch back to purple. And this is equal to a fraction. Okay, it has a numerator, that's the number on top, and a denominator, a number in the bottom. Based off those two facts, we're gonna go ahead and read some guiding questions so we can fill in the top and bottom. So, for the numerator, what it represents is the number of favorable outcomes. The number of favorable outcomes. So, what is the number of that favorable outcome? The number of that favorable outcome. What is that number? Go ahead and think about it. And go ahead and respond. All right, I hope you were able to tell me that there's only one red. So, the number that goes on top of this fraction is the number 1. Very similar to the numerator, we have a guiding question for the denominator. The denominator represents the total possible outcomes. So go ahead and count the total possible outcomes and respond. All right, I hope you were able to respond that there's basically 8 slices, 8 possible choices or outcomes, basically 8 outcomes. So when you create your fraction, it is basically the probability of red is 1 over 8. We did not really discover more than this, like what the meaning behind 1 over 8. We kind of just focus on developing the fraction. I'm going to go ahead and do one more example because I do want to keep this video a little bit short so I could upload it really quick. So we're going to do one more example, perhaps another one too. Anyways, let's go ahead and read this together in 1, 2, and 3. What is the probability of pulling a purple marble? Go ahead, read it once more, and I'll ask you this question while you're reading. While you are reading, what are we being asked to find? Okay, so what is this question asking you to find? Go ahead and respond. All right, I hope you were able to tell me it's asking you to find the probability of a purple marble. So based off that, we do have an equation. it gives us a fraction. So P for probability, and include the parentheses, that is equal to a fraction. We're going to find out what that is in a little bit. But anyways, what goes inside the parentheses? What goes inside the parentheses? I hope you're able to respond that it includes the word purple, because that's where we're interested. Based off that, what is our numerator? What's the number of our favorable outcomes? Okay, I hope you were able to tell me it's 1, because there's only one purple. All right, what's the denominator? That's the total possible outcomes. So I hope you were able to tell me it's 6. So your fraction of probability for purple is 1/6. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a more challenging question, and then we'll just end it there. And then you can watch the next clip. All right, what is the probability of pulling a red marble? Go ahead and read it once more, and then tell me what is the question asking you to find. Okay, hope you were able to read it, and you're quickly able to tell me that you're finding the probability of a red marble. So based off that, we already know that we have an equation, and we've seen it very often in class, and that's P for probability. It's going to take a favorable outcome inside the parentheses. The favorable outcome that we're interested in is red marble. We're just going to write the word red just to keep it short, and that's equal to a fraction. It has a numerator and a denominator. Anyways, the numerator is the number of favorable outcomes, so go ahead and count those. I hope you were able to count that there's 5 red. That's our favorable outcome. Matches up. The denominator is the total possible outcomes. Go ahead and fill in the denominator. Okay, I hope you were able to notice that there was a total of, 14 marbles. That's the total. Anyways, this is your solution, 5/14, for the probability of pulling a red marble from that bag. Anyways, that kind of summarizes a little bit of what we learned so far. Watch the next video to learn about the next step that we took from this. We actually converted it to a decimal.